I felt the weight of the night shift the moment I stepped into the restroom. The music was muted through the tiled walls, but the tension inside me was loud, sharp, electric. I splashed water on my hands, trying to wash away the unease I couldn't name yet. That's when she appeared behind me in the mirror. A woman I didn't know, pale, shaking. "Your stepmother," she whispered. "She put something in your drink." My pulse went cold. I didn't question her. I didn't scream. I just watched her leave, the door swinging closed behind her like the last breath before a storm. Because deep down, I already knew something was off. My stepmother wasn't always a threat. When my father married her, she played the part. Soft voice, gentle smiles, hands that pretended to offer comfort. I wanted to believe her. God, I tried. I was young enough to crave a mother's warmth and old enough to know when someone was using kindness like wrapping paper to hide a blade. She had this way of touching my shoulder when talking to my father, like she needed him to see her being affectionate. I mistook it for effort. I let myself hope she'd be family. But betrayal hits hardest when you've already said yes to trust. Over the years, the changes were subtle. A missing document, a misplaced check, conversations that stopped when I walked into the room. Then the messages. The first one was an accident. A screen lighting up on the kitchen counter, her phone buzzing with a preview. He won't see it coming. At first, I thought it was about my father. But the second message removed all doubt. Make sure it looks like his mistake. His mistake. My mistake. I stayed quiet, observed. I'm good at watching people when they think I'm not paying attention. She underestimated that. She underestimated everything about me. I didn't confront her. I didn't warn my father. I didn't even let myself look rattled. Instead, I started documenting. Printing bank statements, photographing her receipts, recording her accidental comments, the ones soaked in venom she thought I was too dull to decode. Revenge is most effective when delivered without emotion, and I had already buried mine. Her motive became clear: remove me as the obstacle, get me out of the inheritance equation, make my father question my stability, make me seem dangerous, unfit. The irony still tastes sweet. Tonight was supposed to be about my brother and his wife. An anniversary dinner, a family celebration, a perfect crowd. Convenient timing. When I returned from the restroom, she was laughing, too loudly, too brightly, her hand resting next to my untouched glass. I saw it instantly, the faint swirl that didn't belong. I sat down, lifted the glass, and in one smooth motion swapped it with hers as she turned to greet a cousin. A simple gesture, harmless looking, the kind of move no one notices until it's too late. 20 minutes later, the room shifted. My stepmother's smile faltered. Her words slurred. She reached for the table, knocking over utensils, her eyes widening with something she wasn't used to feeling: loss of control. Gasps, chairs scraped, someone called her name. I remained still. She collapsed against the tablecloth, gripping at the air like it owed her an explanation. My father shouted for help. My brother tried to hold her up. But her gaze found mine. Slow, dawning clarity. She recognized the taste in her own mouth. And she knew. The paramedics arrived quickly. Family circled. Chaos bloomed. I sat in that storm, calm, the way the eye of a hurricane must feel. At the hospital, the truth spilled faster than her pulse stabilized. The toxicology report, the traces in her drink, the small vial found in her purse, the inconsistencies in her story. The financial documents my father suddenly remembered I had shown him months ago, quiet warnings he'd dismissed until tonight connected the dots for him. She broke before the police even asked their second question. Turns out, guilt is heavy, and fear is heavier. Now I sit here, replaying the night. The way her expression changed when she realized the drink she prepared for me was the same one dragging her life down. People say revenge is poison. Maybe so, but sometimes poison is simply justice wearing a different mask. I didn't want to kill her. I never planned that. I only wanted the truth exposed. And it worked. Because tonight, everyone finally saw her for who she really was. And everyone finally saw me for who I had been this entire time. Quiet, calculating, patient, and never, ever blind.